Hey guys, this is the branch vlog for 0.1.9.3, so the kitchen one here. I've just finished it about half an hour ago, or worn out now. Usual stuff where, I could go through each one. So firstly, the kitchen level, let's crack that open. As with all things in the game currently, nothing's like final product ready, but you kind of, it's enough to understand what's going on. You get a feel for it. So I've added in the kitchen level, which feeds from the cafeteria, and I've also added a way to get directly into the kitchen through the hallway, which I can show in a bit. On the door blueprints, I've now got a double door and a sliding door variable. The last video I did when it talking about the storeroom, I talked about how I had to do like a reverse door transition logic for when you go in the room, you go out a room. If it's a standard door, then it's hinges, isn't it? So the door either goes in or the door either comes towards you or goes away from you. So I added in a double door logic, which if I just show you here, it's mostly because that hinge swing open towards or away logic did the same thing with the double doors, but double doors don't do that, do they? So rather than make some split sprite that pushes things open, it now does that at the moment. You will notice that the rooms and doors are disproportionate, and that's gone to the wrong one. I swear I've fixed it. I think it's because I've got more than one. So, let's fix it now so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, not them. This. So this needs to go to cafeteria to hallway place. That's fine because that's coming out of the cafeteria. That's fine, that's coming out of the kitchen. So we need the cafeteria and kitchen left. The kitchen, right, so that's when that's when we go into the kitchen. But this is what we need. Cafeteria left. Yeah. Cafeteria right. Okay. So cafeteria right. So if we go to hallway, that should just be cafeteria right on the door then. Have I spelt it correctly? That's the next thing. Because it's yeah, not spelled it correctly. I knew something wasn't right. I was like, guys, I could sense it even before I saw it was wrong. Right. Cafeteria should be on the right. Hey, we did it. Okay, cool. Oh, I hate when it does that. Okay, save that. That was interesting. Added. So we've done the double door, sliding door. So the double door and sliding door variables is because when we go to this transition door thing room, there are 3 sequences. So door in, door out, or door towards, door away, like enter the room, leave the room, exit the room, and then just double door enter because like enter and exit's the same thing. Though that the door text being mirrored, that's done on the sprite feed. So yeah, I only need one sequence. So I'll add a sliding sequence in for like sliding doors. Probably going to use sliding doors for like, you remember Resident Evil 2 when you get to the lab area and those doors were like drastically different. Like I don't know why, but they left like an impact, like an imprint in my memory. So the sliding doors will be for like the more labby sort of cool side of it. So let's go back to kitchen. Yep, so we've got that added logic for different thingies. Map item, yes. Okay, let's go to the items. Right. They are in. They're not currently in these yet. I need to update. I need to migrate everything. It's in quest. So you see each one of these quests. It's kind of grouped as quest, but it's like law and quest. So, like if you're picking up a document and it's just got a bit of, you know, like all the documents you'd pick up in Resident Evil and stuff, they're currently coming under just quest. So I said making a map item. So this is the item. It feeds to the widget. There's no sprite on this, but there is when you pick it up. And then let's go to maps. Okay, I haven't got one. That was my stomach, if you heard that. Right, law, map. Right, so when you pick up a map, it'll load up this widget, and when I say I've made the item, I've made like the placeholder for it. I haven't got anything in the world yet. So that's the same for map. Book widget. So these widgets, see, they're all slightly different. We'll get more detail at the moment. These are all placeholders. So yeah, book, map, document, node, pager. Pager is going to be a piece of equipment you put on, and it'll be, I think the best way to describe it would be like if you ever actually had a pager in the 90s and stuff, it'll be like that. If you haven't, it'll be like GTA 3 when you get those little notifications. So now photo, kitchen assets. Yeah, got a bunch of kitchen assets. I kind of did it in one PNG, but then it wasn't quite right, and some of these things open and close, so I've split them. So we've got like kitchen, we've got like a freezer open and close, fridge open and close, turn on and off with the stove. The open and close fridge, yeah, and open and close freezer. I'll show you a bunch of them all together. So I'll show you the stove. I've expanded, actually no, I'll show you all the on and offs and open and closes first, then we'll talk about that. So fridge, freezer, stove. Okay, so zoom in a bit. Fridge opens, fridge closes. I know I had a lock on it. I've got it's just like a default thing. When I get a proper like lock key item, I'll then make it so you can't open it without that. So that opens that. That's the, this is the tricky thing, is that's the freezer. I will need to narrow down the ranges for it opens. Yeah, and then stove is that, so I will make the light flicker as well, and I might kind of make it pop them all on, but you see you turn on that one, and then there's a little light saying like nothing's on, something's on. I do have a transition flipbook, you know, because normally like it kind of goes blue and then it goes orange. So I've got that. I've just currently got it on and off. I haven't set it on like a transitional on and off, you know, like what I did with the holster, where it's like a transitional holster. But yeah, yeah. So that's that. You can turn the lights off. There's actually a light here, like up here somewhere in the middle of the room, but it's very dim, and it's just like the perfect amount of like light, where, you know, like in the movie it's like dark in the movies where it's dark, but in reality you don't want it pitch black, you're going blind. That highlight thing is because I had multiple things over. It's something I put in ages ago where you see it's white originally, but the moment you interact with it, it goes green, just to go like, hey, you've used this. So it's a very, like, I think I did 6 months ago, just playing around with a couple of sprites. So that will need updating. Then yeah, we've got these lights. So point light in the middle, point lights in front of each of the spotlights, and then spotlights there. So that's that. For the, so getting the name to change, you saw it said like fridge and freezer rather than just in storage like it used to say. That is in storage. Too zoomed. This one, you can tell what I've added in because I just jumped it in. So storage text uses the widget, feeds the storage text. Well, the storage text widget think this. It gets that, it casts that, sets it to there. I've kept it, I've left as, and I haven't even. Oh, look at that, so messy. I don't want widget. Let's call it. Okay, we will call it widget. F7. Yeah, and then that allows us to interact with. Where is it? It's not. It's not that one. No, it's this one. Oh, right. That wasn't originally a variable, you see, so it is ticked variable. It is now. So you go to graph, you see it's got a little variable there. What took me about 15 minutes to realise and a bit of Googling was, you think normally you just do like that and then you do like set name text or set whatever the variable is, wouldn't you? No. It's been a while since I've done it, so I realised you've actually got to get the name text, get the variable, then set it. You can't set it, like you would do. This is where I can't find one. Oh my god, there must be one to show you. There isn't, right. Normally you do something like this. Not like that. Let's do hold Alt. You'd expect it to be like that, wouldn't you? And just kind of like bonded to it. But no. So that's the way you do that. So I've got to set the name, and then in each one of them, so I've got name there, and it's instance editable. Not exposed on spawn because I don't. There's no need to faff about with it, once it's done. So then when we go to, let's pick a storage item, fridge. Go to name. I got fridge, and that's what pops up for storage text there. So it's fridge. So that's that. That's that one. Finally did those shelves. If you've been seeing any of these branch videos, probably from like before enemies and doors, I think simplify. So since January or something, January, February, I changed the storage blueprints from the original way to now feeding off this, and I finally updated these three. So now they just behave as you'd expect. I'll show you in the game. Oh yeah, I've used the name thing and like so blues tools. Right, let's just go in the level and show you it. Let's start the kitchen. I'll show you around. Oh, I've got it pointing. No, it's pointing to the right kitchen. I swapped it round. Ignore me, I've been playing around with the doors. Right, here we go. Don't run quick enough. Stamina doesn't last long enough. Oh, come on. There you go. So, tools. Tat. And misc. Yeah. Oh, Where am I? Look at that, miles away. Yes, so that's those three, and there's functionality to turn it on and off. I will show you the stove blueprint. I did the blueprint, and then it wouldn't work, and then I did a paper ZD blueprint, and then I was like, this is overkill, this is not needed. So then I did like an actor blueprint again, like the first one, that didn't work. Then I scrolled through the side, and I was like, it must be something here. That was set to disabled, and it took me, I must have spent an hour and a half, because it was in range. If I show you what's happening, keep an eye on that bottom left. That bit's in range, that bit's going into range, that bit's going out of range. So overlap begin, overlap end, that is pressing Z, and then the on off with the visibility. Look, watch it now. See? And yeah, it looks, oh look, magic turns on and off. Didn't do that because that was set to disabled rather than player 0. And I had this exact issue when I did something a long time ago. It must have been about six months ago, maybe even longer, and I completely forgot. And it took me about an hour and a half to just figure out. And the reason, because I had to rebuild it, you see, and when I did the Paper ZD, I did like the animation blueprint, Paper Z animation blueprint, and all the animation states. So yeah, like sledgehammer to crack a nut. So I just didn't like it. But yeah, the reason why I didn't realize for so long is because normally I'm using, it's like inheritance, isn't it? I'm making children of parents. So I've made the parent 8 months ago, and then all these other things, I'm just making the children of children of children of, usually just first generation children. But this, well, in itself is a single entity. It's its own parent. There are no children to the stove. So that's why, because in the parent one, that's already set to player 0, because I learned the hard way 8 months ago, 8 months ago. So that's that for now. A key thing I want to delve into is, I might as well show you here, because I like to give you a little bit of an insight into the future. I wasn't going to do this video today, but I've got the kids tomorrow, and I'd like to get it out. You see, that's a perfect example. There's the cafeteria, there's the kitchen, but you go into the cafeteria and the kitchen, and they are like, one's here and like one's there. So the rooms don't make sense on the inside. Like in my bedroom, we go there, and there is a bathroom door. If we flip it around in our heads, here. But how? You know, it's like a wall. Like, it doesn't make sense. So at some point, I'm going to go through the entire map. This is the challenge of 2D, I suppose. And I'm going to logically map out how everything would be. So when we go into the cafeteria, so imagine that's we're a hallway right now. So the cafeteria will be there. I need to think it through, because even the kitchen wouldn't be there in the hallway, because the kitchen goes to the kitchen level, doesn't it? And I can't really put things sideways because it's orthographic. But what I will show you is something cool. If I press semicolon, it goes from orthographic to this way. And you know, I actually really like this. I took it off because I was having issues with, I think it was the shadows. But let's find a couple of levels and let's see how it looks like this. I really, really, really like that you like perspective. You know, moving around the level with it looking like that. If we pick the bedroom, I think the bedroom's a really cool example. we go. So like that, and the key thing is you can see the walls, can't you? So because you can see the, one sec, because you can see the walls, if I ever did go back to perspective rather than orthographic, because you can see the walls, I can put the doors on the walls, you see, and I can make it a 3D level map. Sort of like you can go doors to the left, doors to the right, doors in front, rather than just being locked to doors in front. But for a bit of fun, you know what we should do? For a bit of fun, let's just change the camera to it. Okay. Camera, and then on the right, let's change that to perspective. We should still be able to zoom in. Oh, we can't zoom in, it's orthographic zoom in. But you know, like, this is how I originally had it, and I really like it. One of the reasons was I had issues with shadows, because shadows wasn't a thing, and I was doing something clever. Like some sort of Z order combined with translucency, something like that, and also orthographic. Being able to set to orthographic, the text, you need to make things as if you're looking in one direction. So you can't turn the camera. Let's shoot something. You can't turn the camera, but yeah, it makes shooting a bit of a nightmare, you see, because shooting's working on like a 2D plane, 2D axis, and yeah, I don't really like that. But also meant I would need to make assets in slightly different ways. You know, I need to make it really look right depending on where you are in the room, which to be honest, it doesn't look too bad. So I may, in the future, I might have it as an additional option. I might actually change it back to perspective after all this time, just so we can take advantage of using doors on the side, and then that would really solve that level mapping issue. So that's definitely something to think about. Right, let's get full auto. Let's get armor piercing. Oh, I've made him invincible, haven't I? Oh, this is where I get my head kicked in. There we go. If we hit him in the head, we'll kill him. Okay. Okay, we are in trouble. I made them invincible if it hits them in the chest, I think, a while ago. Okay, that didn't work.
Danger.
Yeah, it's pretty fun though, wasn't it? Yeah, orthographic. I don't think I can make that a variable. I might be able to. Let's give a little look. I know I've kind of gone off on a bit of a detour, but it's fun, isn't it? What's it called? Projection. Oh, look at that. I can set it up as a toggle. Alright, that is definitely something worth thinking about then. Right. But for now, we'll just be classic orthographic. They've both got the benefits and drawbacks. Basically, it's going to be a really difficult one for me to decide. Right, so that's me done rambling. So, yep, this is that branch done. Next is the guard post branch. Then I'm going to do that. You've probably noticed in some of the rooms the lighting is so much better. Like kitchen lighting was really cool, you turn all the lights off. And to a degree this one, because you can see all the shadows coming in from space, and then the lights just look really crisp, don't they? You see the shadows on the fan up there. I don't know, I pointed at the screen, you can't see my fingers. It's really, really like crisp. So I'm going to do a lighting V2 pass, and I think it'll make the hallway look fantastic because I can do rectangular lights for the hallway like that, getting it to feed through the window. Anything with windows is going to look really cool. So yeah, that lighting pass is after doing the guard post bit, and then yeah, it's just a case of blasting through each one of these after I've done hallway V2, which I'll be doing the second half of hallway if I get to here. I think I said it in the previous video. So this is all like, you know, we've kind of done this and we've kind of got something together, but then we get this. You see, it's just like, what's that? What's this nonsense? The cafeteria is supposed to be here as well, by the way, so that will solve the logical spacing of the doors inside the room and outside the room, because we'll put the cafeteria and the kitchen here. But yeah, so hallway V2 is essentially taking this section and doing the right hand of this section, so almost like store onwards. Yeah, and then after that's done, we will remap how the levels are, and then after I'll put that in here. I'll do it now. If I do it now, then it has to be done. Okay. That would be a really good first branch into like new, like 0.2. So I'll call it camera projection type. That'll be a big one. I'm genuinely thinking I might change it back to perspective. Yeah, it just looked really good. I just really liked it. It's like proper 2.5D rather than orthographic 2.5D. Okay, yeah, that's that. The next branch, guard post. It might be a couple of weeks. It might be just before I go on holiday for a week. So it'll probably drop. If it drops before I go away, it'll drop on like the 3rd of May, or like before the 3rd of May. Lighting onwards will definitely be like holiday. But yeah, thank you for your time. It's really starting to come together now, and there's so much to do, I know, but it's like you can see it, can't you? You can see it all kind of coming together. Right, yeah, but yeah, thank you, and I'll see you in a bit.